Hello, hello. Welcome to Crazy Games. We are back in Genshin Impact, and we are gonna finish this Archon Quest up, as I think we're finishing up. It seems like a good... After what happened in the last video, it seems like this is like kind of a conclusion. We fought I guess Raiden Shogun's like true self. We fought La Signora and actually like defeated her, like she's dead now. Whoa. That's a huge plot, not a twist, but a plot, like, story point that I was not expecting. And yeah, I hopefully, like, this video wouldn't be too short, because I feel like once we talk to Yae Miko here, it's gonna be done, but let's check things out. I'm gonna read this. Omnipresence Over Mortals. Chapter 2, Act 3. Wishes. Visit Yae Miko. You did not betray the wishes that had attached themselves to you. The Vision Hunt decree has been abolished by the Raiden Shogun. I've been saying Raiden Shogun. Apparently it's Raiden Shogun. The turbulent waves have calmed for now. Time to see Yae Miko. Alright. I'm like, oh man, I want to pick up all this stuff. Yae Miko is, she can wait while I pick up all this stuff. Anyways, let's get into this. Oh, okay, this is good. It's actually been a few days since I last recorded, like, the last video. And there was a few commissions in this area. Like, there's this lady here who normally stands here. And she's like, apparently people are throwing things all over the place. Or like good luck or something. And that's not how you're supposed to do it. And she asked us to go collect it for her. And there's like another person somewhere here that asked for carrots for, I think that was not a commission. I think that's like a reputation quest for Sayu. And I was afraid I would trigger this story point. But luckily, in this case at least, it seems like they made it so that you had to actually like confirm something before you trigger a cutscene, whereas normally what I don't like about the game, I guess, is that sometimes once you're like in an area, it triggers by like location instead. Like sometimes if I walk close, it just starts the cutscene. But yeah, anyways, a little bit of a tangent. Hey Yae Miko, what you got for us today?
これは名誉の凱旋を果たした旅人ではないか。神社へはガンほどきに
Because the quest log or the icon or the story log tells us to. Yeah, that's yes, Paimon, you say it.
冗談じゃ。待っておったぞ。
ミコも気分がいいみたいだな。
そうじゃ。長年会っていなかった旧友と話せたのじゃ。嬉しいに決まっておるじゃろ。ところで、その後聞いたんじゃが、まさかファデュイの執行官と御前試合をしたとはな。その度胸は称賛に値するぞ。
It was a spur of a moment thing. Yeah, we didn't even know, like... Well, actually, we did know Signora was in the story or involved, but I didn't even know that she would be, like, straight up killed. And I think some of the previews, I guess, might have spoiled that she was gonna be like a boss encounter. But anyway, I don't know what came over me.
正面から宿女を倒すとは、汝の実力はわらわの予測を超えておる。
It's because I do push-ups. No, don't underestimate push-ups. You get a lot of strength just by doing them.
まあともかく、勝ったならそれでよい。めでたしめでたしじゃ。
Oh, I thank you. How kind of you.
やっとファデュイの計画を一回阻止できたな。
Yeah, I just slashed at her dress, at her legs pretty much, until she died, really. Yeah, that's the kind of an issue with this game, I feel like, is that the camera is not very good, especially for like awesome encounters. I feel like if they took control of the camera in an interesting way for those boss encounters, kind of like how in the Dvalin boss encounter you kind of can't move the camera because like Dvalin is always going to appear in a certain area of like the frame, so you don't actually have control of the camera in that sense. But if they did the same thing for La Signora, where it like zooms the camera out, maybe orthographically, or it like makes it more cinematic, and they just need to make sure that you can see both the boss enemy and your character at the same time. I think that would have been more interesting, but then we ended up just like seeing her bottom half since she's so tall when she's like transformed. And by she, I mean La Signora. And we just see like her dress, and we're just smacking at her dress with our sword. We're just cutting her legs off so that she can't dance anymore. And yeah, I guess the Dvalin like fight, the camera isn't really rigged up very well, and maybe that's why they don't have like MiHoYo doesn't have the confidence to do something like that for La Signora as a boss encounter. But yeah, I think one thing that would, I don't know, fix a lot of the camera issues is just letting you zoom out more so you can see more of the play area, or the battle area, or the fight area. But then I know like in presentation kind of way, if you can't really see your character, it's not really fun to watch. But for the most part, people who are gaming are not like intricately looking at their character design or trying to look out at the enemies they fight and what kind of details they are. They're just looking at game mechanics, like, oh, well, what do I hit? What do I avoid? What can help me and stuff like that in the battlefield? That's what they look out for. So having it like a presentative camera, like camera angles, I feel like doesn't really go well, especially for a boss fight where like your position, your placement, and your like skill rotations and your pretty much plan to tackle the problem that the boss dishes out at you. You really need to see what you have available to you, and a limiting camera kind of hinders that in a very significant way.
少なくとも今回は神の心を奪われなかった。
待て、神の心と言ったか？それはコマのようなものでは？
Oh yeah.
そうだぞ。ミコも見たことがあるのか？七神が持ってて天空の島とつながってる神の心だ。
We learned that from Venti.
うん。
どうしたんだ？
あれならわらわが差し出した。
Oh, she had one? She was an Archon at some point?
そうでなければ、いかにして残氷から汝の命を救ったと思う？
Oh, okay, so that's what happened. But I thought she said she like destroyed him in a fight or something like that and made him run away. But I guess she actually like convinced him to go away by trading the Gnosis. The Gnosis is long gone then.
残氷は今やファトゥスの第6位。実力においては淑女よりも上じゃ。わらわは自らの命を懸けて戦うような性格ではないぞ。
もう何を言ったらいいのかわからない。
Wait, but why was the Gnosis in your hands, Miko-sama?
エイが人形を作ってから神の心を置いておける場所がなくなった。
Oh, I don't know. I feel like they just needed to somehow, I don't know, like make up a reason to give up Raiden Shogun's Gnosis. It doesn't really fit. I feel like a lot of the story is like forced. It feels really ham-fisted and forced into a way to try to get to the story beats that they want to get to. The transitions between certain story beats just feels really weird. Like, for example, the whole like Sarah Kujo not knowing that her army is reporting false information back to the Shogun. That was kind of like weird. And on top of that, it turns out Raiden Shogun, or at least knew exactly what's going on anyways, but she decided like eternity is more important and than the Inazuman people. So she just kept hiding, I guess, or keep herself meditating inside the whatever realm, something realm that she was in. So yeah, I don't know.
かつて A と最も親しくしていた友であるわらわに A はその神の心を渡したんじゃ。鳴神大社に保管させるためにな。
And you just gave that up? How could you? She trusted you. Ah,
あやつはも
disappointment.
ともともう神の心の力を必要としておらんかった。あやつによれば、もう天空の島とは連絡を絶っているそうじゃぞ。
Cool. So this kind of brings back or puts a little bit of a spotlight on Celestia again and makes us kind of wonder, why is Celestia like capable of producing archons? Why is Celestia like such a source of power? And will we ever go there at some point?
であれば、神の心は争いを招く無用なものに過ぎぬ。そんなものと計画の核心となる人物を引き換えることができるのなら、割のいい取引だと思わぬか？結果から見れば、わらわの儲けじゃな。
I wonder what happens if you hold a Gnosis that doesn't belong to you. Are you able to use its power? I guess that's what they want us to wonder about at this point in the story.
そう言われるとそうだな。オイラも旅人は神の心よりも大事だ。
No wonder we haven't seen the Balladeer since. Never knew I could fetch such a high price. Huh. I actually don't really know the significance of a Gnosis. It's supposed to signify like an Archon's godhood, I guess. But I don't know, like even without it, Raiden Shogun seems pretty strong still. And similarly, Zhongli and Venti they still seem pretty strong too without it too. So exactly like, what does the Gnosis do?
仕方ないな。もう今さら取り戻せないみたいだし、過ぎたことを考えても意味ない。
I kind of wish they gave us more explanations or more lore on Gnosises so that I could feel the significance of that decision. Like, what do we have at risk here? What kind of dangers are we potentially going to have to face in the future because we lost all these Gnosis to like the Harbingers? All we know is like it's a chess piece looking thing that belongs to Archons that signifies their power. But then we don't know like anything about them. So at this point I'm like, you got rid of them. It doesn't mean anything, so I don't really understand what the big deal is. And it makes it hard for me to like emotionally invest in that story plot where it's like, if we knew a little bit of something, like, oh, it can bring about the end of the world if all of them are put together or whatever, then we'll be like, oh my goodness, here the Harbingers already have 3 out of the 7. Oh my goodness, they're almost halfway there. And it becomes more significant, but at this point, it doesn't seem like a big deal with the information I have. There could be like maybe other formats or other like things outside the game that might provide more lore and information about Gnosises, but I don't think Gnosis were too heavily dived into for information in the game itself. So I don't know, I might just be missing something here is what I'm trying to say.
そういえばミコ、まだオイラたちを呼んだ理由を聞いてなかったよな。
お礼のためじゃ。
Oh, okay. With food? Says
ラ
Paimon.
ンジラがテイワット全土を旅するというのなら、稲妻の旅も一段落ついたことじゃろ。
I don't know, I still have an entire island to explore. And I think in the next update, there's actually a 3rd island that hasn't been released yet, and then yeah, there's still that to do.
お礼として、この先の道のことでも、 今までの疑問のことでもわらわが何らに答えようぞ。何か聞きたいことはあるか？
Oh, I got control of the camera now. Oh, we get some, I guess in the end of like a lot of Archon quests, you get to talk to the Archon. Like we talked to Venti about a bunch of stuff, and then we talked to Zhongli about a bunch of stuff after his quest. But I guess in this case, since Raiden Shogun is just a puppet, we get to talk to Miko about information. About the Shogun's puppet.
人形の将軍を作った技術は今では失われている知識から来たものじゃ。神であるあやつにしかわからぬことなのかもしれぬな。
How's this camera angle for you guys? Does it look good? Can you see all the characters and their faces, so you can more relate to what they're saying? How about this? We're looking at some. It looks like it either looks like some hidden balls or like a fox's vagina or something. Oh boy, maybe I should cut that out. I guess this. It would be awesome if they let us zoom in and out too, just to create like the best angles. Anyway.
じゃが、何らが興味を持ちそうなことはなくもない。エイが自身の神の体を改造する前、原型の人形を想像したことがある。
じゃあライデン将軍は3人いるのか？
Oh yeah.
いいや、あの原型はただ実現性を確認するためのもので、見た目も知能もエイ自身を設計に作られたものではない。いわば試作品じゃな。
That's interesting. I remember talking to some shopkeeper who made like figurines pretty much of Raiden Shogun, and it's like the most popular thing that they sell, and she was all sold out of them. Kind of, I guess, referencing like Japanese like resin figures, like all that stuff. But and it turns out Raiden Shogun made a 1/1 Bishoujo figure of herself. And she's actually using that to as a puppet.
当時の計画ではそれを直ちに廃棄する予定じゃった。しかしエイはそれを残酷と思ったのか、それの体内にある力のみ封印することを選んだんじゃ。その後あれはただの人のように己の意志を頼りに稲妻の土地をさまよい続けた。
Oh wait, what?
ファデュイに目をつけられるまでは。
Are they saying? Because Scaramouche is supposed to be Inazuman, so are they saying Scaramouche is this like prototype puppet that Raiden Shogun created as a proof of concept?
そしてその原型の人形はファデュイたちに調整され、力の封印が解かれたんじゃ。いや、封印前よりも強大になっているかもしれぬな。
Surely you don't mean ...
神の造物であり、
Oh
神
boy,
の心を奪ったもの。原型の人形とは
that's
残
another
響のことじゃ。
that's another bombshell revelation there. That Scaramouche is actually it's actually like a prototype Raiden Shogun puppet.
そんなことがあったなんて。
And the Fatui just made that puppet stronger somehow. I guess that's why he's like stronger, technically stronger than Signora because of that, maybe?
そうじゃな。偶然と言うべきか、運命と言うべきか。
About the former Raiden Shogun.
汝のような異教の者が雷神が変わったことを知っているとはな。稲妻の民ですらめったに知られておらぬことじゃ。
ショー、モラクスが言ってたんだ。雷神バールがなくなったって。
じゃが事実を言えば、バールとバールゼブルは創世の魔人なんじゃ。
Wind gods Baal and Beelzebub. So which one is Baal? Is Baal the current A? And there was like, because then there was a lot of promotional material, and even in the in the cutscene where we see Raiden Shogun's past, we see like two of her, and her holding like the body, I guess, of someone who looks exactly like her, but in like instead of a dark colored scheme, it was like a lighter color scheme. So she's either like, I don't know, a friend, but in this case, I guess she's like her twin sister. So I'm guessing at this point that she had a twin sister, and her sister was the official Archon, or the official Electoral Archon, and at some point her sister passed away, and she took up that role as, or by she I mean the Raiden Shogun. She took up the role of Electoral Archon at some point, and when she lost her sister, maybe that's when she kind of lost hope in the world and decided that she needs to make things eternal so that she doesn't lose all the things she loved anymore. Which was, I guess, Yae Miko here, since she's like the last thing left. The little fox that she had, little fox friend.
創世の魔人？
彼女らは力を合わせて魔人戦争に勝利し、バールが幕府を設立した後、バールゼブルはバールのおそばとして影武者となった。バールゼブルは何時らも知っているあのエイジャ。そしてバールは名を誠という。
Okay, so Beelzebub is Ai, and Baal is the previous Raiden Shogun.
世間からすれば、両者は常に一体の存在で、互いを補い合い、共に稲妻を治めてきた。魔人バールの名であれ、ライデン将軍の肩書きであれ、常に両者を指すものとみなされていた。あの時までは。
あの時？
数百年前、わらわが参加しなかった戦争で誠が死んでから、エイが表舞台に出るようになったんじゃ。
エイもショックだっただろうな。姉妹だから。
Konraya, because several hundred years ago was when the destruction of Konraya happened, and there was the Konrayan people revolted and uprised and fought against the seven gods. So did she fall in, or by she I mean Ai's sister, the Raiden Shogun's sister, fall in battle?
エイが変わったのもあの時からじゃ。あやつが失ったものの中で一番大きかったのじゃろ。
そんなことがあったのか。なんかだんだんエイのことが分かってきたな。
彼女とは長い付き合いではなかったが、印象では優しい神じゃった。常に目の前にある輝かしいものを大切にしていたな。
そうだったのか。
About my brother. There was no like mention about, or anything really about Lumine's sibling at all. It was all revolving around Raiden Shogun, the Fatui, and the Resistance.
すまぬ。それについてはわらわもさっぱりじゃ。
Oh boy.
何時らの言ったあの神についてもな。
Thanks for nothing. We did all this and we get no information about the whereabouts of our brother.
じゃが、もし何時らがエイを疑っているのなら、それは少し考えすぎじゃ。エイは何時らがあったという神の特徴と異なるだけでなく、はるか昔に神の心を自ら放棄し、天空の島とのつながりを断ち切っておるんじゃ。
Having met her, I don't believe she was the one. So I think at this point, the traveler here is referring to like that crazy god that imprisoned both Lumine and Aether at the start of this game, like the cutscene at the start of this game where you saw the two of them battling against some unknown goddess. So I think that's what she's referring to here, that Raiden Shogun doesn't seem to resemble that unknown goddess.
それはよかった。さもなければ雷神の眷属としてわらわたちの関係も微妙なものとなってしまうからの。
安心しろ。オイラたちお前とは喧嘩したくないか
汝らが目的を達成できることを願おう。すべての真実を知るがよい。汝の兄の痕跡については、わらわも持てるすべてのものを利用して調査する。綾人から借りた終末版の手下も含めてな。
Oh, why, thank you. That's a lot of help. I feel like they're just throwing this out here just for us to like think that there's stuff happening in the backgrounds as we get ourselves involved in other like story plots. We're like, oh yeah, but Yae Miko here says she's working behind the scenes to help us, and so does Mona says she's using her astrology to try and pinpoint our brother or whatever. And Dainsleaf is out there. We know about that, even though he's kind of flipped sides or something. I don't know what really happened there. And yeah, lots of people are helping us right now.
何か情報を手に入れれば汝に通達しよう。これも報酬の一部じゃ。
They're actually giving us a lot more information than I thought they would, though. That's good. About the next stop of my journey. Oh, I wonder where they're gonna take us next.
稲妻の後は、そうじゃな。スメールに行くのが楽じゃろ。
Is that gonna be a 3.0 release then at that point? We'll get up to like 2.6 or something and it'll go to 3.0. And at that point, Sumeru's being released. Oh man. Oh, start the hype train up now.
スメールか。これまでにもたくさんスメールの学者には会ってきたぞ。
I'm really actually interested in Fontaine more than anything, because they're the ones who create like the steampunk kind of aesthetic and the like magitech kind of stuff with like the camera with the K that you use to take like screenshots in this game. And a bunch of, and they say there's like LRT, like light rail transits and buses and like, I don't know, kind of like a steampunk kind of society. So I wonder how MiHoYo is going to depict something like that. And I'm really interested to see, especially since now we see those weird like robotic transforming things all around this island. I feel like an aesthetic, a steampunk, magitech aesthetic kind of theme, MiHoYo would do a good job in. I feel like at least I'm confident that they would do a good job, since they've been kind of showing that they're able to design some pretty mechanical, magical, magitech, steampunk kind of like technologies.
スメールは知恵の神を持つ国。彼らの知恵と知識の探求は止まることを知らぬ。
What? Is Sumeru like the home of the Iroh Archon? I'm thinking, because at this point, we don't really know who the Dendro Archon is. I wonder when they're gonna start introducing Dendro characters and the Dendro Archon and the nation of Dendro, because that's like a whole part of this like entire, I don't know, battle mechanic and elements and stuff that hasn't really been fleshed out yet. So I'm interested to see in what direction MiHoYo would bring Dendro into this game and how it's like represented, what kind of themes and like what kind of flavor Dendro characters would add. Because right now, like, you can kind of summarize Pyro characters as like AoE, bursty DPS characters for the most part, like generally, if I generalize, I mean, and water characters as kind of like more about defense and damage mitigation and healing, except for for Child, I guess. He kind of like uses his Hydro for offensive abilities. And like Electro is all about energy recharge, it seems like, for the most part, or a lot of Electro characters. It is like, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking myself in a corner here because there's like so much exceptions to all the generalizations I'm doing with these elements. Like Razor, he kind of has like Electro and energy recharge related stuff in his like kit, but for the most part he's kind of like the physical So it kind of breaks the pattern, I guess, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'm not well versed in kind of the how the elements and stuff are designed in this game to really fit them in a category. So yeah, I'm actually interested to see what Denjo would do. It's like, is it like, I don't know, like a health sacrificing kind of gameplay, or more about I don't know, crowd controls and snaring and slowing people down, or I don't know. I feel like for the most part, Cryo is slowing people down, and Nemo is like the crowd control. So yeah, anyways, I'm just trying to say that I'm interested to see where Dendro
じ
goes.
ゃがその執着は時に不可解なことにつながることもある。例えばスメールでは知識は資源として統一管理されているんじゃ。
Oh, okay.
知識が資源？
じゃがその決断をしたのが賢者たちか暗くさなりデビかはわからぬがな。
クラクサナリデビ？なんかかわいい名前だな。
知らぬのか？暗くさなりデビはスメールの信仰する神であり、スメール人が使う彼女への愛称じゃ。
Ooh.
何時らも彼女に確認したいことがあるんじゃろ。うまく
Okay.
いくことを願ってるぞ。
So, I don't know. I don't know what element the next nation is going to be. And I guess I'll be looking forward to finding that information out too. And I have no more
そう
questions.
か、わかった。そうじゃ旅人。わらわが送ったお守りはまだあるか？
Of course, I'll keep it in a safe place.
大事に取っておく。それだけか？
What else am I supposed to do with it?
わらわはてっきり汝がそれを胸の前の一番目立つ場所にかけ、これは英知と美貌を兼ね備えた八重美子様からの贈り物だということをこれから会う人一人一人に言うのかと思っておったぞ。
Now, if I did that, I think a lot of people would attack me and try and steal it.
誰がそんなことするんだよ。
まずい。ところで、汝の願いは何じゃ？
To be reunited with my brother, I guess.
そうか。じゃがそれは汝の小さな目標に過ぎぬとわらわは思うぞ。
That's what I was wanting to do in the beginning. We'll figure that out after.
汝
The
に
next
とっ
thing
て
after.
願いとは浮世も正解も超え運命と共に輝くものであるはずじゃ。汝に神の目がないのはその願いがまだ生まれておらぬからかもしれぬな。
But we can use elemental powers regardless, though. So, do we really need a vision?
これからの旅でそれを見届けてくるとよい。
Okay, thank you. Omnipresence Over Mortals quest complete. Oh yeah, to be continued. Oh, she's still on the field. I got another Omamori from her. Is it just like a story quest kind of like marker? A reward, quote unquote reward, but it's really just a marker of you completing the story. Kind of like, I think this one is like a marker of you like completing the Aztaha story quest. Whoa, I guess this is a marker of you defeating Signora in the story. And a bunch of these other ones. I think this was for defeating Dvalin. I wonder why some of these are 5-star and some of these, even though this is like an Archon quest, this one's a 4-star. Maybe these belong to defeating bosses? I don't know. This one's from like giving you a license or something to go into your Serenity Teapot so that Tubby in there would recognize you or something like that. But anyways, let's read this. Grand Narukami Shrine Omamori. An Omamori that served a critical purpose within the plane of Euthymia. According to Yae Miko, this item was given to you by the lovely, sagacious lady, Yae Miko. Let's see what she says when we talk to her.
さっきの話は少し真面目すぎたか。わらわにからかわれる方が汝は好きかの。
Oh, it's just the same. Anyway.
そうか、わかった。そうじゃ旅人、大事に。
Yes, very nice.
誰がそんなこと。
まあ、そうか。汝にとってね、汝に神これからの旅で。
I was kind of hoping there would be a bit more if you talk to her again. She just was like throw out like a funny joke or a funny reference or something. But unfortunately, it just repeats the last thing. But I guess I wonder when this character would actually disappear from here. Will she get like unloaded out of the memory or whatever when I like teleport away, and when I come back, she won't be here anymore? Because the story is technically complete. Oh, what do I have here? Oh, I can unlock this. I'll unlock it when I actually do that story. I guess, yeah, this story had some pretty crazy plot points. We found out kind of what's going on with Raiden Shogun and why she's doing what she's doing. We met Sarah Kujo and how badass she is, but apparently she's a little incompetent when it comes to knowing what information is passing around. That story beat still like bugs me a lot. How like we were introduced to this like unrelenting like bodyguard and devoted servant, I guess, of Raiden Shogun, and like she doesn't know that Raiden Shogun doesn't know the information of like the war that's going on. And how like the Vision Hunt decrees like actually hurting the people that the Vision is being taken away from. But then in the end, like that all becomes moot because it turns out Raiden Shogun does know how somehow through like magic eyes or something. She like knows that the damage she's doing to her people, but then she doesn't want to do anything about it because just because she doesn't want to interfere with her like eternity thing. A lot of the stuff didn't really make a lot of sense. And like one weird thing was like this Archon story started us with that T-Pig guy all the way here, and like how there's like delusions being passed around, and then all of a sudden Yae Miko pops up and like it like jarringly rips us from like this storyline with the resistance versus the shogunate, the Sangonomiya, Kokomi and her like armies and all the problems they're dealing with, and us getting like making bonds with all the army people and like getting involved with some of the squads like missions, and getting stronger bonds with Kokomi and Goro and all the people here. And all of a sudden we get ripped from that storyline and we gotta deal with like Ball pretty much, or we gotta deal with Raiden Shogun. Oh! This is now a boss fight that you can do weekly. Cool. Okay, I guess that would have been pretty expected. But yeah. So there's 4 boss fights now, but you still only get 3 of these resin reductions for the week? Or has that been updated to include like give you a bit more? Because it costs a lot of resin to do these bosses. Anyways, I guess I'll find that out at some point when I actually interface with that content. But yeah, it just felt really jarring to get from like T-Pig, his whole delusion is killing him and everything, and all of a sudden, let's just forget about the resistance, and we're just gonna single-handedly go fight the Fatui. And then get rushed along and try by we get rushed along by Yae Miko to train to fight against A, and to convince Sarah Kujo that there's a lot of like corruption going on within her organization. And then while we're doing like that stuff, there was really nothing about, we kind of just like disappear from these people, and they don't care that we just disappeared all of a sudden. And they rushed to help us somehow after we defeated Signora, like somehow they knew, and that wasn't really explained all that well, why they knew to attack. Or was there actually a plan to attack? Kokomi was waiting for reinforcements or something, and we decided to go alone to fight the Fatui. But how did they know to go to the actual like castle? Did they hear news? Like, who gave them news that we were here? Wouldn't they still be hunting down the Fatui at that point and trying to figure out the delusion situation when we've already gone like way past that story beat and we're trying to convince Sarah Kujo? Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like each plot point was cool, but transitioning from one to the other was just like pretty jarring for the most part for this story. So yeah, now I guess the upcoming my next videos I guess would be coming up doing this story, the Raiden Shogun. I'm guessing this Raiden Shogun story quest is just gonna try and convince us that she's a good person and that we should want her around. We're gonna learn more about her. We're gonna have a date with her, pretty much. We go on dates with her. I don't know. I feel like that happens a lot with those story quests. It really just... Why does it not? Okay. It really just lets us kind of like have a deeper dive into their motivations and stuff. And what kind of stuff they're interested in and what their goals are and what their dreams are and stuff like that. And I'm guessing this is just gonna be like us saying like, no, she's not actually bad. I know like we villainized her for the last couple Archon quests, and even in the end of the Zhongli Azda quest, Zhongli warned us to be careful around her. I mean, like, she's completely villainized, and we were supposed to think of her as a bad guy. But now that we like know about her past, we should forgive her and like totally forgive all the bad that she's done, because it was misguided. That's all. She learned her lesson. Okay. Anyways, I guess I'm just ranting a little bit too much now, and I should really end things since this like video turned out a lot longer than I thought it would be anyway. I thought it was just gonna be a quick like, hello, oh, you defeated A, you defeated La Signora, congratulations. Oh, we're gonna set you up with segue to the next area and to be continued. But then there's like, we learn about like Scaramouche being a Raiden Shogun prototype and everything. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed my ranting and my comments. Subscribe for more of the stuff like this, and subscribe for my wish videos if you're interested in what kind of rewards I pull, how my gacha rewards are. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.